Morning. Good morning. So, what could possibly be done to stick to this agreement of Bretton Woods that created the richest period and the highest amount of social mobility between 1950s and the 1960s, to honour a treaty that was promised to the troops of the Second World War following the Bretton Woods Conference 1944 to 1946 being finally ratified by all the world parliaments of the Allied and Associated Nations and their respective governing bodies. The answer really is that it is possible to stop a currency going up but not down. So therefore, if all the currencies of the world are capped voluntarily, this will bring about a situation whereby you will have the stable currencies needed to create wealth, new invention, eco-technology rather than, say, nuclear, that will bring about the lowering of pollution levels. Gambling on currencies is gambling. All the world's major religions do not agree with the idea of gambling for a living. Ethically and morally, it is really silly. The biggest competitor to anybody who has anything of value, including the people doing it, in my opinion, is the gambling industries, the massive gambling industries, like the 655 trillion derivatives industry, the 1,500 trillion a year currency movements, when only 17 trillion is being moved of goods from every country to every country in the world. So the biggest competitor to somebody turning up in a hospital is the currency industry. The biggest competitor to somebody signing on to get a job is the currency industry. The biggest competitor to somebody wishing to run a large private estate with a large house on it is the currency dealing industry. The biggest competitor to somebody wanting to drive on a road that doesn't have potholes on it is the currency dealing industry or gambling industries. The biggest competitor to getting paid to go to university is the gambling industries, like the Forex. The biggest competitor to a young person being able to get on the housing market, get a job and buy a house is, of course, the Forex. Many of the reasons, for instance, why there is high immigration is due to the fact that the world is being drained from wealth in other parts of the world. That causes immigration, that causes problems. Added to is the risk that there may be newspapers that seek to cause unrest and cause people to do things that causes volatility on currencies in order that they can make profit. Here we see that we have to remember that currencies can be capped to stop them from going up, but they cannot be capped to stop them from going down. So therefore, the biggest movements where you get the biggest profits is on currencies going down, not up. However, Bretton Woods clearly states on in the video, Bretton Woods United News. Here we are at Bretton Woods, Mount Washington. What we need, here we are, Mount Washington, Bretton Woods, 44 allied nations, 730 delegates. Come here to discuss world peace through economic prosperity by the stability of currencies. So that's the answer, really. They told us it. One could go into greater detail, but really, if all the world governments cap their currencies, they'll get rid of this nauseating business and people can get on with their lives, inventing clever things, inventing clever ways of saving the planet from pollution by concentrating on eco-friendly technologies, because the money will be there to invest in it, and democracy will once more flourish. Thank you very much. Cap the currencies. Yeah. Thank you very much. Bye.